Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Gold Rush, desperate cry for help. Who saves Tony's season? Gold Rush star Tony Beats may be king of the Klondike, but this season has been horrific for the seasoned gold miner. He is mining a fraction of what Parker Schnabel is mining. Moreover, the loss of his son Kevin has seemed to create an imbalance on the Beats team. But help is on the way. Who is coming to save Tony in the Gold Rush Season 14, Episode 14, Desperate Cry for Help? Note that the Discovery synopsis has shared a major spoiler. Read on with caution. Who saves Tony's season in Gold Rush episode, Desperate Call for Help? Gold Rush fans have been watching Tony Beats and his family struggle throughout Season 14. It all started with Kevin Beats deciding to take the season off to garden and hang out at home. Tony even asked Parker for help, but Schnabel refused. However, in the upcoming Season 14, Episode 14 entitled Desperate Call for Help, someone does come to the rescue to save Tony. According to the Rotten Tomatoes synopsis, Tony's son Kevin returns to help save the family business. Parker scrambles to fix a burst dam and keep the Big Dominion Creek gold weights going. Wildfires threaten to shut Rick down before he can bring in his first bench-cut gold. This is fantastic news for the Beats team. Mike and Monica have given it their all, but they are struggling. In the previous episode, Parker comes alive. Tony moved the whole operation to Paradise Hill. Yet he could not keep his cool when his daughter Monica was not doing exactly what he wanted. This was a painful breakdown for Monica and everyone watching the Discovery gold mining show. Kevin Beats is confident and competent. Moreover, he has the full trust of his father. But can he save this season? Parker Schnabel mining nearly 5 times the gold Tony Beats is perhaps what is the most shocking revelation about this season of Gold Rush is to see Parker Schnabel's totals are nearly 5 times that of Tony Beats' totals. So far, Parker has weighed in 2,222.4 ounces of gold at a value of $4.35 million. As for Tony, they have managed to scrape together 462.42 ounces at a value of $924,840. But this could quickly change. Parker's burst dam issues could keep him off the gold and focused on rebuilding. Despite his big gamble and constant fear of bankruptcy, the Schnabel crew has been consistent as always. As for Rick Ness, he is dealing with some unforeseen circumstances. Like Parker, the obstacles facing the derailment of his season have nothing to do with his equipment or crew. Unfortunately, fires are a real issue that miners have to deal with. Can these 2 miners find a way to overcome some of the worst challenges of this season? Will Tony's season be saved? Hopefully, the return of Kevin Beats will help turn around their dreadful season. Gold Rush fans, do you think Kevin is arriving in time to save the season? In the vast expanse of the Alaskan wilderness, where the biting cold pierces through bone and sinew, where the sun's fleeting warmth barely graces the frozen earth, there lies a man named Tony, caught in the grip of a desperate cry for help amidst the relentless pursuit of gold. Tony had come to Alaska with dreams as big as the mountains themselves. He had heard tales of fortunes made in the gold-rich soil, stories whispered by the wind and carried on the lips of prospectors who had struck it rich. With nothing but determination and a map filled with promises, Tony had staked his claim and set out to unearth his own golden destiny. But the reality of the wilderness was harsher than Tony had ever imagined. Days stretched into weeks and weeks into months as he toiled tirelessly, his shovel biting into the frozen ground with each swing. Yet, despite his efforts, the glittering treasure remained elusive, buried beneath layers of unforgiving earth. As the cold gnawed at his bones and hunger gnawed at his belly, Tony's resolve began to wane. Each passing day brought him closer to despair, his dreams of wealth fading like the dying embers of a campfire. But just when he thought he could go on no longer, fate intervened in the most unexpected of ways. One frostbitten morning, as Tony trudged through the snow with weary limbs, he stumbled upon a sight that filled him with equal parts dread and hope. A fellow prospector, stranded and alone, his sled overturned and his supplies scattered across the frozen landscape. Without hesitation, Tony rushed to the man's side, his heart pounding with a newfound sense of purpose. With trembling hands and aching muscles, he helped the stranger gather his belongings and right his sled, their breath forming clouds of vapor in the frigid air. As they worked side by side, a bond formed between them, forged in the crucible of adversity. The stranger introduced himself as Jake, a seasoned prospector who had seen his fair share of trials in the unforgiving wilderness. With a twinkle in his eye and a hint of mischief in his voice, Jake regaled Tony with tales of gold-laden streams and hidden catches, his words igniting a spark of hope within Tony's weary soul. Determined to turn their fortunes around, Tony and Jake joined forces, pooling their resources and sharing their knowledge in a bid to conquer the wilderness together. With Jake's guidance and Tony's perseverance, they ventured deeper into the heart of the wilderness, following the trail of gold wherever it led. Their journey was fraught with danger at every turn, from treacherous ice bridges to sudden avalanches that threatened to bury them alive. But through it all, Tony and Jake stood shoulder to shoulder, their spirits unbroken and their determination unwavering. And then, just when they least expected it, they struck gold. It happened on a crisp winter's morning, as the first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold. Tony and Jake had been digging for hours, their muscles aching and their fingers numb with cold, when Tony's shovel struck something solid beneath the frozen earth. With bated breath and trembling hands, they brushed away the snow and ice to reveal a glimmering vein of gold, its radiant beauty shimmering in the pale light of dawn. Tears of joy streamed down Tony's cheeks as he realized that their dreams had finally come true. They had found the mother lode. Word of their discovery spread like wildfire through the wilderness, drawing prospectors from far and wide in search of their own golden fortunes. But for Tony and Jake, the true treasure lay not in the glittering riches they had unearthed, but in the bond of friendship that had seen them through the darkest of days. As they stood amidst the shimmering gold, their laughter ringing out like music in the crisp morning air, Tony knew that no amount of treasure could ever compare to the wealth they had found in each other. And as they looked out over the vast expanse of the Alaskan wilderness, their hearts filled with gratitude for the desperate cry for help that had brought them together, and the unlikely friendship that had saved Tony's season.